Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Please be seated. This is my third Christmas at St. Gregory's, and my first Christmas, as often happens early in the relationship, I was kind of an overachiever, and I prepared and preached two different sermons, one for Christmas Eve and one for Christmas morning at today's service. And after that service, David, I think it was you, who came up to me and said, "That was very nice of you to do, but that's not necessary." And the other thing is, like, in Midwestern speak, that's not necessary might be a way of saying, please don't do that. I'm teasing. But anyway, so I am preaching the same sermon as I preached last night. So those of you who were here last night, I'm sorry, but blame David. And there's a crossword in the back of your bulletin. You can do that instead of listening to me. For the rest of you, enjoy. So I'm glad to see you all this morning. So grateful for your presence here at St. Gregory's on this most joyful morning. I am particularly glad this Christmas because Raph and I have had a particularly heavy social calendar this December with lots of holiday parties and Christmas parties and even a few birthday parties thrown in for good measure. And the thing about Christmas parties that's always the bane of my existence is the white elephant gift exchange. Anyone else with me? White elephant, yeah. It's like the hardest gift to buy, right? Like, what's too cheap? What's too expensive? It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible waters to navigate. So we were going to a Christmas party, and we had a white elephant gift exchange we needed to find gifts for. Early in the month, it was Raph's birthday, and we were celebrating with a staycation downtown in Chicago. And as part of that, because we are unapologetically big nerds, we went to the Field Museum downtown, the Field Museum of Natural History. And as we're walking through the Great Hall, you know, that magnificent hall with Sue, the T-Rex, and the elephants, and all the great things in there, I spot something I had not seen for years and years. A mold-a-rama. Okay, some of you know what that is. Those of you who don't, I will explain. A mold-a-rama is a piece of 1950s technology. It's a vending machine where when you put your money in, it will take molten plastic and make a plastic toy for you right in front of you while you're watching it. And then out pops this freshly made plastic toy just for you. When I was growing up, if we were going to Brookfield Zoo, Lincoln Park Zoo, Field Museum, Museum of Science and Industry, I don't think the Art Institute has them because they're classier than that. But anywhere we would go, my parents would always make sure that we got a toy out of the Mold-a-rama. I had a whole collection. And so I was so excited to see this machine. And so we go up and we have to tap our card now because nobody takes coins. But I got from this machine a fresh plastic green alligator. And it unlocked so much childhood nostalgia for me, especially, you know, it was still warm. And then there's the best thing of all about the Mold-a-rama toys. Those of you who know, what am I going to say? The smell, right? There's nothing like that. I took a big whiff as soon as it came out. Raph said, "You're going to get cancer now." And I was like, well, this is great. I am going to give this. I am so excited about this. I'm so happy about this. This is going to be my white elephant gift for this Christmas party we have to go to. So we wrap it up. We go to the party. Okay. Put the green alligator under the tree, all wrapped up. We do the gift exchange. Everyone grabs a random gift, and a complete stranger picks up my green alligator. And she opens it up. And she has a look on her face like you would expect from somebody who opened up a gift and all they saw was a cheap plastic green alligator as their Christmas present. So I thought, well, no problem. I was expecting this. I have my story. I'm going to tell her the whole story. I'm going to tell her about Ralph's birthday and the staycation and this wonderful time we were having together and going to the Field Museum, which we hadn't been in so long. It means so much to us. And tell her about seeing the Moldorama and my whole childhood nostalgia and the smell. And tell her the whole thing. Explain to her why this is actually a really, really wonderful gift. And she should be very grateful for it. So I tell her that. Do you think she was grateful for it any more than that? No. I think after that experience, I'm going to patent something new. Not a white elephant gift exchange, but a green alligator gift exchange, where you intentionally try to disappoint the other person with the gift that you are giving. Here's the thing. As I have processed this disappointment and feeling kind of both guilt and anger that this gift did not accomplish the thing that I intended for it, I have come to realize, there's nothing wrong with this person, right? She wasn't being a jerk. She wasn't being ungrateful. She wasn't being, not in the Christmas spirit. The thing that went wrong with this is that that green alligator was just not what she was hoping for, right? Now, in a white elephant gift exchange, she probably didn't know what she was hoping for, but she was definitely not hoping for that. As I was sitting there with this beautiful new coffee mug that I had gotten in the gift exchange, enjoy your green alligator. It just is the case that there is no amount of explanation, there's no amount of storytelling, there's no amount of meaning you can tell somebody to make a gift meaningful if it's not something that that person was hoping for. If that's not where their dreams were, where their desires were. And that can often happen for us at Christmas too, when it comes to that gift that we are all here to celebrate, the gift of Jesus given at his birth. As we get older, or maybe it was never the case, it can be hard to receive this as a true gift and to really feel the meaning of it, feel that kind of religious feeling of Christmas, to be kind of taken up in the awe and the wonder and the love expressed by this gift, if it's not exactly what we were hoping for. And no amount of explanation I can do up here, I can cite all sorts of theology about the mystery of the incarnation and how this doctrine developed over the years, and cite the biblical and Hebrew biblical references and antecedents to the story. But that's not going to make the gift any more meaningful if it doesn't match what we're hoping for. There are Christmases where I don't feel that. It's a occupational hazard that when you do religion for a living, sometimes you don't actually feel very religiously all the time. And I will try to force feed myself Christmas carols. You ever do this to kind of feel like that feeling? And it doesn't work. And when that happens, when we have a Christmas like that, or when every Christmas is like that, we might think, is there something wrong with me? Am I just not faithful enough? Am I not spiritual enough? Or you think, is there something wrong with this religion? Or is there something wrong with this story? Is it less true than it used to be? Is it more for children? Is it something more like a fairy tale? And what if neither of those is the case? What if it's not that there's a problem with me or there's a problem with the story? What if they're just not connecting up? And so it invites us, I think, to then get to that question of what is it that we're hoping for? What was that person hoping for in that gift exchange? What are we hoping for when we come to Christmas? What are we hoping for our lives, for our families, and for the whole world that we share with all of God's creatures. If I am hoping for justice, Christmas kind of challenges me, because if I'm hoping for justice, does that mean I am also hoping for a creator of the universe who lays aside all that power that God has to just fix everything and to instead be born in a powerless child, a child of the working peasantry, a child of an oppressed and colonized people? If I think I'm hoping for peace for the world, do I also hope that my gift is a mighty king who refuses to raise an army, a king who commands the hosts of heaven but will not deploy them, a king who will not even pick up a weapon because he wants to conquer the world by the power of mere words? If I hope for freedom for myself and for others, am I also ready to receive the gift of a liberator who shows us that the path of true freedom and everlasting life means being willing to lay down my treasure, my honor, my reputation, my career, and even my very life for the sake of others? It's more than understandable if those are things that were not on your letter to Santa this year. It's more than understandable if this is a gift that you'd rather not receive. It's more than understandable if this is not where your hopes actually lie. My question this day, this most holy of days, is if my hope is not for these things that are given in the gift of Jesus, is it because I actually don't want these things, or is it because I have been convinced that they're just too impractical? Have I really stopped hoping for a world where the lowly are raised up? Have I really stopped hoping for a world where peace is more powerful than war? Have I really stopped hoping for a world where love and mercy are undaunted by loss and death and violence? Or have I been convinced that we just can't have that kind of world? Not even a little bit of it. Or maybe I am not hoping for the gift of Jesus because I have stopped hoping at all. The very idea of dreaming of a different world at all seems silly and childish, or just too hard in the face of things as they are. Have I learned pessimism and called it prudence? Have I learned cynicism and called it wisdom? Have I become accustomed to helplessness and hopelessness so much that hope feels just like a prologue to tragedy? I can have so many varied and even very good and honest and reasonable reasons not to hope for the gift of Jesus. But whatever the reasons, whyever it is that Jesus might not be the gift that I am hoping for this Christmas or ever or at any point in my life or any point in the future, today is the day when the angelic choirs, all of heaven, shouts at me, too bad. Too bad. The gift is given anyway. Ready or not, whether it's what you hoped for or not, a child has been born to us, a son given to us. So what are we going to do with him? Maybe like a white elephant or a green alligator or those pink rabbit pajamas from the movie A Christmas Story. All we can do for now is put that gift on a shelf somewhere, maybe in the back of a closet, out of the way, until we figure out what we're going to do with it. Maybe tuck it back where it can wait patiently. Maybe sometimes we pull it out every so often when we're trying to reorganize our lives Maybe place it somewhere else. Try it in a different spot. And maybe on this day of all days, maybe this is a gift we simply just get to receive all over again, as if for the first time. However and whenever it happens, though, unexpectedly, mysteriously, magically, miraculously, for sure, when the gift is given again and for the first time, there is always the possibility that a daring, foolish, and audacious hope will awaken in us again. And this child, finally, and all along, is the gift we've been waiting for our entire lives. Amen.